All right, Shalom. I'm going to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that rule well. And salutations to the occupants on the four corners, pushing this truth and sincerity. All right, today I'm going to go into Matthew, the 15th chapter. I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, "Why," this the scribes and the Pharisees, "why do the disciples transgress the tradition of the elders, for they wash not their hands when they eat bread?" Okay. Let me get a precept to that because it's not talking about, you can't break a law by washing your hands. Okay. So I'm going to go to John 6:31. Okay. It says, this is verse 31. It says, "For our fathers did eat manna in the desert, as it is written, He gave them bread from heaven to eat." Okay. Now it says, "For the bread of the Most High is He which cometh down from heaven and giveth life unto the world." Okay. So that's that bread we talking about now, that's Yahweh Shai. "Then said they unto him, Lord, evermore give us this bread. And Yahweh Shai said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst." All right, so the scribes and Pharisees was basically asking him, why do they not keep the traditions of men? Okay, why are they following another way instead of the way we already have set up? All right, I'm gonna go back 15. It's okay, but I'm gonna continue. It says, verse 3, "But he answered and said unto them, Why do ye also transgress the commandment of the Most High by your traditions?" So he was asking them. Okay, and got a precept on that. I'm gonna go to Acts 5:29. All right, 29. And it reads, "Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, We ought to obey the Most High rather than men." Okay, so the scribes and Pharisees wanted to know, why do your disciples not follow the customs that we already have set up, that needs to be followed? Okay, and he was like, well, I'm the way. I'm showing them how to do this the proper way. Okay, I'm the bread. All right, they follow me, and it's going to be the correct way, not the traditions of men. Like today, we don't need to be following the ways of the world. We have to be set apart. All right. I'm gonna go back to Matthew 15. I'm gonna go back and see verse 4. It says, it says 3. I'm gonna go back to 3. "But Yahushua answered and said unto them, Why do ye also transgress the commandments of the Most High by your tradition?" Okay, so they were really breaking the law by following in man's ways, and not Yahweh's. Okay, verse 4. It says, "For the Most High commanded, saying, Honor thy father and thy mother, and he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death." Okay. Let me get a precept for that. I'm gonna go to Matthew 12:50. Okay, it says, "For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and my sister and my mother." So, um, it says, "Honor thy father and thy mother." So, whoever does the will of Yahweh will be considered like your father, your mother, and your brother. But the elders will be like our fathers, okay, um, and like the mothers, because our father, the parents basically they give you the do's and don'ts, okay, and that's what we learn from the elders. Yahweh shall deal with the elders. They have something they bring out, and we supposed to take that and live by it, okay? Search it out for yourself, you know, but that's milk and that's meat, and that's gonna make you grow, okay? So you have to basically obey your fathers and mothers, all right? Um, People that were set up over you, all right? Um, Now we're gonna go to, let me see, Mark. Let me go to Mark 3:35. Okay, it's basically a precept to it. It says, "For whosoever shall do the will of the Most High, the same as my brother and my sister and my mother." All right. So if you do the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, you basically gonna be on one accord. Okay. Everybody else is obsolete. They really don't matter because they're of the world and they're keeping those worldly traditions. Okay. That's what it was talking about, washing your hands. Why aren't your disciples washing their hands before they eat bread? He was basically speaking, saying, why aren't they keeping the customs of or the traditions of us being in the world? Okay, why are they doing things differently? All right. Let me see. Let me go back to Matthew 15:5. It says, "But ye say, whosoever shall say to his father and mother, it is a gift by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me." So the scribes and Pharisees, um, he said, Yahweh Shah said, "But ye shall say, whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, it is a gift by whatsoever thou mightest be profited of me." So he's like, um, how can I profit by saying, okay, I'm your father and your mother? The scribes and Pharisees will say, I'm your father and your mother, and like what I'm giving to you is a gift. It's like pastors in churches. They're like, people believe that they were set up by the Most High, and they are saying, what I'm telling you, it's a gift by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me. So they basically out for themselves. They're telling everybody that they're the father and the mother, and the Most High is dealing with them. Okay, I got a precept on that. Um, Let me see. Romans 16:17. All right, it says, "Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause division and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them." So instead of keeping those traditions of the world by going to church, we have Yahweh Shai. That's our bread. We're going to separate from everybody else. Okay, and we're not going to follow the traditions or keep the traditions of the world. Okay, it says avoid them because we know. Look at verse 18. It says, "For they that are such serve not um, our Lord Yahweh Shah Hamashiach, but their own belly, so they're out for personal gains of themselves, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts or the minds of the simple." And we're not simple because when you be converted, it says when you're converted, your mind, it says making wise the simple, the wisdom and knowledge. But when you have to be converted by the renewing of your mind and your spirit, all right? And only Yahweh Shai can do that, all right? Let me go back to Matthew's. All right, I think it was a 6. All right, it says, and honor not this father or his mother, he shall be free. It says his father must shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of the Most High of none effect by your tradition. So you basically, like the preachers, they basically preaching and so say prophesying, it's all in vain because it's lies. And they basically gaining for themselves. All right. 7. Okay, let me go back. This makes the commandment of the Most High. This makes the commandments to you because it's not of the Most High, but rather of the will of man. I'm going to precept. I'm going to go to Mark, verse 7. Start at verse 6. Okay, it says, he answered and said unto them, well hath Esaias prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, this people honoreth me with their lips, but with their hearts or their minds is far from me. Okay, verse 7. Howbeit in vain they do worship me, teaching for the doctrines of the commandments of men. For laying aside the commandment of the Most High, ye hold the traditions of men as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such things ye do. So that's what the scribes and Pharisees was asking Yahweh Shai. Why aren't they doing the things that's already set in place, that we're already accustomed to? Why are they coming with something new? Okay. Let me go back to Matthew. All right. It says, there you go. That was a precept to what we was just on. Verse 8. It says, this people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart or their mind is far from me. And that's Christianity. They actually really think they're doing something, but in reality, they're just following traditions of many men that was passed on, and it's not of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay, verse 9. It says, but in vain do worship me, teaching the doctrines of the commandments of men. So if you go to a church, like I was raised, okay, I'm gonna just say when I was growing up, later in life, I was like Pentecostal, and like their traditions is clean shaven, long sleeve shirts. That's just something when you see them, because that's a tradition that a man set up. Okay, but it's not of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. It's all in vain. All right. Verse 10. Let's see. Okay, verse 10. It says, and he called the multitude and said unto them, hear and understand. Verse 11. It says, not that which goeth into the mouth that defileth a man, but that which cometh out of the mouth, this defileth a man. Now you'll take people in church and they'll see that and be like, well, you can eat pork. You can eat all those abominable foods, but it's not talking about eating something. Okay? Verse 11. Let me see. I went to something in the Hebrew. All right. Mouth. Okay, right here. when it says, not that which goeth into the mouth defileth a man. Now I'll go to the word mouth in Hebrew. See, verse 11. All right, it's stoma. It says the mouth as a part of the body of man, of animals, of fish, etc. Since through a man's soul find verbal utterance by his mouth, and his heart or soul and the mouth are distinguished. So it's basically what you say, okay? It's what you say that defiles you, okay? And he was saying, not that which goeth into a man, into the mouth defileth a man, okay? Because things you take in, because the mouth is like, okay, let's say you eat. Let's say somebody says something to you. It goes in your ears, okay? And it basically, it resonates with your mind, all right? So someone can say, it's cool to eat pork. That went in. Anybody can hear that. It goes in. But it says that's what not defiles you. Because if you hear it, you can't be punished for something you hear. But it said that which cometh out of the mouth of this defileth the man. So if you hear it and you regurgitate it the same way you heard it, if a pastor tell you it's cool to eat pork, and you go and repeat that, you defiled. You said something that was profane outside of the temple. Okay, so you basically, that's what defiled you. All right. It says, so it's not that which you hear and receive that defiles you, but what you speak. Precept. I'm going to go to Matthew 5:19. Okay. Okay. What comes out? It says, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So you don't want to be called the least, or you're gonna die on this side to get into the kingdom. Okay? So that's a precept letting you know that the things, if someone says it's cool to eat pork and you regurgitate that, you basically teaching them to break the law, to transgress the law. Okay? All right, let me go to verse, let me see what's next. Then came the disciples and said unto him, knowest thou that the Pharisees were offended after they heard this saying? So he offended them, you know? Okay, so be it. So be it. You might have to tell people. You go to Isaiah 58, and it says, cry loud, spare not. Lift up my, you can't spare people's feelings, all right? Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgressions. Okay, you have to show them where they're going wrong. Otherwise, you'll just be right back telling them to break the law. Okay? 13. It says, but he answered and said, every plant which my heavenly Father hath not planted shall be rooted up. And you can go back to Matthew, like some seeds fell on stony grounds. Okay? Some of them weren't in like rich soil. Okay? Every Israelite is not going to get this. But the ones that seed fell on the grounds and rooted up and were righteous, you know, okay, because a tree may be known by its fruits. Okay, so some of those seeds that were thrown out, some of them are going to be good and some of them going to be bad, plain and simple. Okay, but I know the parable was talking about Esau. Okay, and the wheats and the tares or whatever, but some of the seeds fell on stony grounds. Okay, and like they wasn't meant to get it, but it said they're going to be rooted up. Okay, 14. It says, let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into a ditch. And there you go with the pastors, man. They blind and they're leading other blind people. So if your eyes are closed and you walking, you can't guide someone and you can't see yourself. All right, that's that bread. All right. Let me see a precept. I'm gonna go to Isaiah. 29 and 9. Okay. This is why they're blind. It says, stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not from strong drink. The philosophies and those traditions that the scribes and Pharisees wanted the disciples to follow. That's exactly they didn't eat that bread or follow those customs. All right, verse 10. It says, for Yahweh hath poured out upon them, upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and hath closed your eyes, the prophets and your rulers, the seers hath he covered. So they not gonna get it. That's why I said just leave them alone. Like you might be in camp and people walk by and have questions. Sometimes it's just good to shoo them away. Like, man, okay, this is just not for you. You know, it's no need and I'm guilty of this myself. You know, it's no need in just rambling with them because they're not going to get it. You'd be wasting your time. Don't be a fool arguing with a fool. I mean, don't be wise arguing with a fool because it makes you look like a fool. Okay? But he blinded their eyes. Okay? Verse 11. It says, and the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned. Learn like a pastor, so say learn, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot. It is sealed. He just not going to understand it. 2/3 not going to understand this. The heathen's not going to understand it. Verse 12. It says, and the book is delivered unto him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I'm not learned. Verse 13. It says, wherefore Yahweh said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart or their mind far from me, and the fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. There we go, see that same sentence once again, taught by the precepts of men. So 2/3 and everybody else, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to believe what we're telling them because it's not meant for them to believe it. They were blinded. They're not going to understand. All right, I'm going to go from there. I'm going to go to Romans. Romans 11, verses 7. It says, what then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for? That's Israel. That's our people. Because we all want to know the truth. Okay, well, most of us want to know the truth, but you know something about the nation of our people, man. They all have this spiritual tie. It's in falsehood, but they all want to be spiritually connected. All right. It says, but the election hath obtained it. The elect gonna get it. The ones that were planted on that good soil. Okay. The ones that were planted on that good soil. Okay. It says, and the rest were blinded. So the Most High blinded them. Verse 8. It says, according as it is written, the Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear until this day. That means right now, they just not going to get it until it's late. They're going to come back on the other side. You know, they're going to be woken up to everlasting shame. Like, man, I was worshiping this pagan, this false idol. I was worshiping that. They're going to be woken to everlasting shame. All right. One more. Let me go to 2 Corinthians. Second Corinthians 4. And let me see, is that 3? It said, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Okay? That's right, because they can't get it. They're lost. They won't get it. They won't understand. And it says, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believeth not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of the good news of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine into them. So they're not gonna get it, bro. They won't understand. Okay. Let me go back to Matthew now. Matthew 15. Where do we leave off? Okay, 15. It says, and Peter said, and then answered Peter and said unto them, declare unto us this parable. And Yahushua said, are ye also yet without understanding? 17. Do not ye yet understand that whatsoever entereth and at the mouth goeth into the belly? So you just take it in and you digest it. Okay, you take in something somebody might tell you, take it and digest it. And it's cast out into the draught. Okay, 18. But those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart or the mind, and they defile the man. So there you go. Basically, out of your mind, because you can take in someone telling you a law can be broken. You can take that in, but you don't have to react on it. Okay, you can like, okay, yeah, you say we can we can get edge ups, we can eat pork. Okay, yeah, cool. But that's the way they because they were taught by the precepts of men, and we know that's not accurate. Okay, so it's what comes out, because before you say something, you think about it. So you tell someone to break the law, you consciously telling them, because you willingly and knowingly telling them. Okay. With that, I want to say all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Hope this video was edifying to the elect. Salutation to the Akim on the four corners, and peace and blessing to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. Shalom.